How to set up a budget plan. For many of us, handling our finances is way more difficult task than it needs to be. We allow various expenses to run through us, ensuring that we live paycheck to paycheck. A good way to rein in our spending is by adopting a budget plan. This video talks about how it can be achieved and what that could mean for your finances. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content. We provide the most engaging and informative content, and you surely wouldn't want to miss the next one. First off, let's revise a little. What exactly is a budget plan? Well, a budget plan is basically a schematic that tracks an individual's cash flow. Using it, we can get the best sense of our income and our expenses and how everything balances out. A lot of individuals go broke without having any idea what they spent their money on. A budget plan will ensure that no expense escapes our scrutiny. The apparent advantages aside, is having a budget plan really a necessity? I mean, you've been doing pretty well without one so far, right? Financial gurus tell us one of the biggest reasons people prevent themselves from getting rich is financial indiscipline. So having a budget plan is a massive step towards turning things around. Now, how exactly do you set up a budget plan? There are various ways of going about it. One of the best things about living in today's day and age is that technology has made everything in our lives easier. Budget planning can be complex for some, but thankfully certain apps have been created to make everything better. Some options worth checking out are Mint, Honeydew, Pocket Guard, and YNAB. Each has been tailor-made to suit different situations. There's truly something for everyone, from beginner budgeters to investors to couples to overspenders. Say you're not technologically inclined though. Is having a decent budget plan still a possibility? There's no reason why it shouldn't be, especially if you pay close attention to this next part. The steps for creating a budget plan are easy for anyone to grasp. Basically, it's all about keeping track of income and expenses. Of the two, expenses are way harder to track. An excellent place to begin is with our bills. For most of us, bills are constants in our lives. They could come in the form of utility bills, or school fees, or medical bills, or housekeeping bills. No matter the cause, they are some of the significant expenses that eat into our finances. Laying these down will give us a better idea of where the money needs to go when it comes and where the money is being wasted. Having figured out the essentials, we can take a look everywhere else our money disappears. These could be unplanned expenses that hardly seem like much at the moment. The problem with expenditure of this nature is that it adds up. The idea isn't to cease spending on little things, but to be more disciplined about it. You'd be surprised at how much money you can save once you become more conscious of everything you spend on. Though keeping track of expenses is an essential step in budget planning, it's only one half of it. Another half, as suggested early on, lies in keeping track of income. Most people only have a single source of income, this being a monthly paycheck. While there's so much buzz about having multiple income streams, there's nothing wrong with a single source, especially if it is large enough, secure enough, and managed well enough. Of course, having multiple streams could help us budget better. Either way, the central idea is stability. Now, having a budget plan is one thing, sticking to it is another. For those of us with bad money habits, sticking to a budget plan can be a pain. Lucky for us, there are strategies we can put in place to help us get there. One of the best strategies to help us with sticking to a budget is goal setting. We can break this down into short-term and long-term. Short-term goals should be attainable within the year or the quarter. Long-term goals should be geared towards retirement. Having something to strive towards with our money will make us more disciplined about it. Otherwise, though we would have good budget plans, we would have no motivation to stick to it. As beneficial as it is to have a budget plan, it won't save our finances all by itself. We need to make sure we play our part by being disciplined, unemotional, and focused. Once we attain stability in this regard, it won't be long now until we start to see ways we can vastly increase our income. But it all has to begin with financial discipline. Coming to the end of this video, we hope you have learned a lot about budgeting and creating a budget plan. Although financial discipline techniques vary, this is one of the most popular. It may or may not work for you, but it's worth a shot. If you aren't quite convinced about budgeting, feel free to share your concerns below. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment. Our future videos will include advice that will make you just as informed and savvy. You definitely wouldn't want to miss it. Until then, have a good day.